Hi, my name is EJ McDougall and I am the founder of the Kairos initiative. Forgive my video, it's an experiment. We're looking for more efficient ways of communicating and I'm trying this out. Sometimes the spirit of what I'm trying to say, sometimes the spirit of what we're trying to say is lost in the typing of the message. And for forums like Twitter, we cannot say as much as we want to say at a glance. So we're trying this out. So I am here for £16.50. That is the cost of what I'm about to tell you about. So this is our first project for the year. We have some big ones planned, but we're doing this, hopefully we want to do this in time for the Eid celebrations in Nigeria. Sallah. For those of us who are Nigerians, I want to do this in time for Sallah, which is the Eid celebrations, because we're looking to clothe 100 street kids, and to do this will cost us £16.50 per child. Now when I say street kids, fellow Nigerians, you will know them as Almajiri. A direct translation of that word is disciple. Make of that what you will. But these children are vulnerable. I'm going to try as much as I can not to sensationalize their plight, but it is quite dire. So street children in Nigeria are left to fend for themselves mainly. The way it works is that they go around with a bowl. If you give them food, they eat the food. If you give them money, then that goes somewhere else, because most of them have masters. Again, make of that what you will, but they have people who they answer to. They answer to them in terms of the money that they receive. So the most effective way of looking after a street child would be not to give him or her money. Now, they are prone to abuse, manipulation, brainwashing. Growing up in northeastern Nigeria, I'm ashamed to admit that I had a dislike, I suppose is strong enough a word, because of my misunderstanding. I had a dislike for these street children, because I was a child myself, and I heard or was aware to a certain extent that these poor kids were used to carry out, and are still used to carry out, some atrocities. So in situations where there's an uprising, or like where killings are going on, or properties are being destroyed, burnt houses and all that, a lot of the times they would be done by Almajiris. So a misunderstanding of why any child would do that was what caused me and several others to this day to dislike these poor children. Unfortunately for them, they were just born into those circumstances, and they will obey whoever feeds them, and they will do whatever they're told to get some level of security, some level of stability, which is sad. So as I say, I'm trying not to sensationalize. This is just a statement of fact that these children need to look like somebody is keeping an eye on them. That is as much as we can do for now to reduce their exposure to abuse. And not just that, to protect them from the elements as well. So what we're hoping to do is to make for the little boys a cap, long sleeve kaftan, trousers, and to provide rubber shoes, because most of the street kids that I've come across go around with no shoes on. I'm a mother myself, and the thought that my child at say 3, 4, 5 years old is having to roam the streets barely wearing anything, and with no shoes, and having to fend for themselves is just not what any child should have to deal with ever, especially in 2020. So this is our effort, this is our attempt to do something for them. They don't belong in orphanages, they don't belong in any institution. There's no structure to their care, there's no regulation as to how they are used and for what they are used. They're prone and vulnerable. So we want to start with the basics. Providing food for them will not be difficult because we are already in liaison with religious bodies who will assist us to reach these children. So food will not be a problem. And the next thing is clothing. Shelter. Shelter is a big one. We're a small charity and we don't know what we'll be able to do in regard to that yet. But as I say, a lot of them have masters, which means that they do have, maybe not a roof, but they do have premises in which they lay their heads, but not all. But clothing. Nobody seems to care about their clothing. I saw a couple of little boys some months ago when I was in Nigeria, and their trousers were so tattered. There was no point having trousers on. The legs were out in the air, their bum was out in the air, and they had no shoes, their shirts were all torn. So we want to do something about that. If you want to help us, please contact us, send me a message, send us a message, but it will be £16.50 per child. You don't have to give me £16.50. You can give me £1 and it will go towards that project. Every little helps. But any questions at all, I'd be happy to answer. But we are gearing up and we want to do this with the coming Eid festivities. 100 kids. Thank you.